Korracast is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
And also in our garage.
Welcome back for another hot and fresh episode of Korracast. Before we get started today, we're going to bring up a couple things. First thing that we actually wanted to talk about is there's been a lot of people posting spoilers on some of our videos. Some people, I'm sure, are probably watching the show a bit late, so we don't want to ruin the show for anyone. So on to other more fun things. Vince?
So, as I'm sure much of you know, there's a lot of crossover between the Avatar fans and Harry Potter fans.
There's this production crew called Team Starkid, and they put together a Harry Potter musical. And even if you're not a big fan of Harry Potter, you can watch it anyway because there's tons of fun Avatar references.
Yeah, you should definitely check out that musical. It's great fun, especially if you are a Harry Potter fan. But the main reason why we bring it up is because the production crew Team Starkid is going on tour. On May 24th, they're going to be performing in the LA area at the LA House of Blues. And Korracast crew is going to be there watching the show. So go to the show, check it out, support Team Starkid. And come check us out too. We'll be giving out high fives to our fans.
Right, now let's get into the freaking episode.
In the 6th episode of Legend of Korra, and the winner is, Korra and the Fire Ferrets are preparing for their pro bending championship as a threat looms over the arena. However, Mon makes an ultimatum to Republic City Council: cancel the championship or he will retaliate against the city. While the council considers giving in to his demands, Chief Lin Beifong assures them that she and her Metalbender police can protect the stadium. Tarlok convinces the council to let the championship continue, despite Tenzin's protest. When asking Tenzin about the rocky relations between himself and Lin, Korra finds out that both he and Lin were once romantically involved when they were young. During the championship, the Wolfbats begin using dirty tricks to get ahead of the Fire Ferrets, having paid off the referee to overlook their cheating. While the Fire Ferrets put up a good fight, they are eliminated by total knockout. As the Wolfbats celebrate their victory, Amon suddenly attacks the stadium, neutralizing the Metalbender police and the Wolfbats. He criticizes the citizens of Republic City over declaring obvious cheaters as their pro-bending champions, takes away the Wolfbats' bending abilities, and announces that the Equalists now have the strength to wage full-out war against the Benders of Republic City, and eventually the world. Korra and Lin work together to try to capture Amon, but he manages to escape after destroying the pro-bending ring. Korra realizes that they have played straight into Amon's trap, and Tenzin fears that Republic City will be plunged into a civil war.
Okay, let's just start at the beginning. So, basically the start of the episode, they're talking some bending business, but then they get to the city hall. And what's important about this, when they meet in the city hall, is that we find out the location of Korra's flashback that she has in episode...
2 episodes ago.
2 episodes.
Looks like we were pretty much on track.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of the fans and their theories. It's some kind of trial. So cool.
Right.
Awesome. So what do we think about this moral dilemma? Do you think that they should have let the event continue? Your personal feelings, you have to make the call.
I think Chief Lin Beifong made the right call. I mean, we haven't actually seen a confrontation between the metal bending police and the Equalists, so, there's no way to actually gauge which side was superior. We obviously see that the Equalists had this planned out, and Lin Beifong had no idea what to expect. But, this is a police force that has been trained.
Have they really been trained to fight Equalists, though? It doesn't seem like any bender really has the advantage of the Equalists.
Who better to have guard a pro-bending match than the police?
Well, I
that's
guess
what you're gonna do.
Who better, really?
Yeah.
Who else are they gonna call? I guess that's the best option they have, right?
Yeah.
It's that.
And I trusted
nothing.
Lin. I trusted her.
The Equalists are essentially a terrorist cell, and
Yeah.
they're basically trying. They're trying to strike fear, and they're doing that not only to the characters in the show, but to me. I again was peeing my pants.
You do that every episode, though.
Alright, so Lin. She, another thing we learned about her is that she did have a relationship with Tenzin, as we predicted.
Freaking called it, didn't we?
We did.
High five, guys.
So where do we go from here? How's this gonna play out?
I don't know. It's a point of contention between the two characters, and a place for them to grow from. Even just in this episode, we see that they're able to a little bit put their past behind them.
We all wanted to like Lin from the very first episode.
Right.
She's freaking Toph's daughter, but she comes off really just mean and hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, apparently. But this is the first time where we're allowed to like her because she actually has pumped the brakes and said, okay, let's work together. Yeah. And it does seem they actually have good chemistry. I would like to see more of their teaming up and working together and working out their strife.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of teaming up, another reason we get to like Lin this episode is the ending where she totally kicks butt.
Yeah. So Lin Beifong is Spider-Man.
Right, she was it's like dual wielding whips and just like friggin' owning face.
She can fly, essentially.
Right.
You know, she's got those as extra arms. She's Doc Octopus at the same time, if we're going with the Spider-Man analogy.
Right.
I don't know how to make this sound smart. It was just really cool.
Moving on. Next
Okay.
thing. After Korra got electrocuted by that Equalist guy, we had another series of flashbacks that was similar to the one that we saw 2 episodes ago. It had Yakone, I'm assuming that was Yakone, had his full face. Apparently he was sitting right in front of Aang in that council room. And then Aang got mad, and he went into the Avatar state, and that's all we got.
There was also a shot of him on the ground, laying face first in front of Aang for a brief second.
It doesn't show his face. We assume that's
but we
him.
see a person laying face first on the ground, and Aang's standing there behind him, as if he possibly just energy bended him.
Or is about to.
Or what if he actually, like, killed him?
Well, maybe he didn't want to energy bend him. Maybe it was as simple as that. Maybe there's another side to energy bending we don't know about yet that Aang has discovered, and that's why he didn't want to.
So the wolf bat's cheating, and as soon as Amon shows up, you know, that's the first thing he says is, you know, you are a society that roots on these cheaters.
Right. So if he had planned that out ahead of time, he must have known that they were going to win. Maybe he was playing the odds. He knew they were going to win. Or maybe he paid off the refs.
That is possible.
Maybe he has some money writing on the game, though. You know.
Is he? Yeah, maybe. But is he really saying that to be a liar and a cheater you have to be a bender?
That's kind of a stretch.
People without magic powers who play sports in the real world cheat and fix games and make dirty calls.
But his whole, one of his main things about his organization is propaganda.
He's being really dramatic, though. He's really being a drama queen, though.
So Amon talks about forming a new Republic city by basically replacing the current council with one of Equalist. Yeah. And my theory or thought is that Tarlok is step 1 in that process. One of the Equalist members tells Amon that the council has decided to go ahead with the event. To me, that sounds like, how does that guy know that?
Right, how does he know what the council
He has someone on the inside in the council, Tarlok. Because at first he's against holding the tournament or whatever, but then when Lin comes in and has opposition, he kind of like conveniently switches his mind, right?
If you look back at the episode, The Voice in the Night, when Tenzin and Tarlok are talking, he's like, why didn't you stop Korra from going out to Avataring Memorial Island so that she could meet Amon? And he was like, I tried to tell her not to, but he wasn't forcibly stopping her.
Yeah, by him forming a task force and getting the Avatar on his side, he's putting her in danger.
Right. So I had a lot of issues with this speech. One of the things he's talking about, he says that technology now allows everyone the advantage of what the chi blockers have, to even the playing ground, he says. But if now the playing ground is even, then why remove benders of their bending if the playing ground's already even? So it's like benders have an advantage. Technology made it even.
Right.
Now you're knocking down the benders.
And yeah, Amon is really looking like he's trying to achieve superiority.
Right.
And which every, propaganda spewing leader in history has always done. He's following the propagandist rulebook, to a T, basically.
Right. And another thing he says, he's like, okay, any benders that get in my way, this will be the same thing that happens to you. But by the way, my ultimate plan is to eventually take your powers away anyway. That's like saying, Vince, I'm going to shoot you, and if you get in my way, oh, by the way, I'm going to eventually shoot you anyway. So it's like, what motivations?
Why shouldn't you get in their way?
Right.
Really? I mean, he's saying that he wants a peaceful solution to this, but no, he doesn't.
Right, and if that is really what he wanted, to just even the playing ground, he would have energy bended the Avatar, and the couple times he's already had.
Freaking there you go. I mean, yeah he's had her on a platter twice now.
Right.
She's been tied up in his proximity twice now.
Yeah, it goes exactly against his speech, saying anybody that gets in my way, I'm going to take away your powers. Korra challenged him by saying, I'm basically going to get in your way so that you can stop this. And
on multiple occasions.
And then he was like, you're in my way, but I'm going to wait and not take away your powers.
What is his deal?
Yeah, it's really getting convoluted for me.
I think he's just controlled by some evil spirit in the spirit world, and he's like a zombie that's being controlled by like a puppet.
Spirits don't make sense. I want to still believe that he has his plan set in stone.
Or maybe he just wants to watch the world burn.
Vince, if you will.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Who knows? Okay.
For the poster and the DVD.
All right. Fuzzy Fez. Yeah, I don't know who Fuzzy Fez is.
Fuzzy Fez is our winner.
You've won
Fuzzy Fez.
You guys, our fans have been really, really good. I think we should give them a couple more posters.
Yeah.
Each one of you guys take one. Let's go.
Okay,
Yeah, let's do it.
let's
Okay.
keep it going.
Yeah, here we
Who
go.
else is going to get a poster today?
All right, looks like it's gonna be Lucky the Jess Patterson.
See,
Right.
the
Jess Patterson. There
Jess
you go.
Patterson. All right, okay.
Let's do another one?
Let's do one more because I wanna get down on this madness. Prize drawing. Ucha Nakomi. All right, you guys, that's the last. We got 3 winners today. We'll be
right.
sending you guys a Legend of Korra poster and a custom DVD of the panel. Congratulations, and we'll be announcing on the prize drawing soon. Stay tuned.
Yay.
So after we watched the episode, we were trying to come up with a good analogy for this world and our world, so what was going on. I was trying to come up with something with, the arms race and nuclear power. You were saying something about religion. We kind of couldn't quite figure out a way to fit this world into ours exactly. There was always something wrong with it.
So our viewer response question for this week is, what are the analogies between the real world and the world of Avatar? Leave us your best responses in the comments below.
All right, now let's take a look at last week's responses.
KittyCat10105 wrote, I honestly think Mako and Korra should end up together. Korra needs someone to ground her and think twice about her actions, while Mako needs someone to make him less cautious and hesitant. Also, Mako has seen everything, while Korra has seen nothing. The naivety versus street wisdom would make for another great part of their relationship, because Mako would help Korra see that not everything is perfect and great, and Korra would make Mako more idealistic. I think they need each other. Ronki wrote, I think Bowen will imprint on Pima's unborn baby, so he can get over Korra. Santee Lady 10 wrote, I don't think that Korra is mature enough for anyone. She's a brash and emotional character, and at this point in her Avatar career, she can't sustain a solid relationship. If she can't hold down airbending techniques, how will she be able to maintain a boyfriend? Miss Cosmic Owl wrote, my dad says he ships Bolin because you need to be able to talk after you're done making out. Loserness Fullable writes, forget me Korra is where it's at. Stella Star 60 writes, I am now shipping Paga.
Cut. That's a wrap, guys.
Oh,
Good work.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, audience.